Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show, your place for helpful news, commentary, and of course, answers to your crypto questions. And the question for today, November 21st, is will Bitcoin set a new six-figure all-time high? It's morning somewhere. So it's time to rise up. Alex, what do you think, man? Bitcoin is flirting with that line. I'm waiting for Bob to get here to give us the minute by minute update. I saw it was above 98, like 98.5 is what I saw last. Sound about right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it set the all-time high at, but I saw 98.3 a little bit earlier, and it's currently just below 98, I think. But definitely, definitely skirting 100K there.
We're skirting, man. We're flirting and skirting. I want to know from the folks who are tuning in the chat, let us know if you think it's going to be today. Do you think we're going to have a pullback? Do you think it's going to be never? What do you think? And I saw that thread last night. Alex, did you see that thread from Joe that he posted in the general chat in the Discord from, I think it was Miles. I don't know how to say his name. Deutscher. Yeah.
Deutscher.
Side note, do we know what that guy's background is? Miles Deutscher?
No, not a clue.
I don't know if you saw my comment, and I felt bad about posting this publicly because what if he sees it out of context? But that guy's PFP makes me think he's like the snobby rich bully from Central Casting. Like he just looks young, rich, and a little bit snobby. Like he thinks he's better than you. But his analysis is very thoughtful and level-headed, and I appreciate it. He had a great thread about, when will the true altcoin season happen?
He's notoriously good.
Notoriously good. Oh man, look at that.
Pullback definitely due. USDT dominance broke below historical support from Spartan on TikTok. And just to be fair, the pullback has been due for about 15 grand and potentially more. And it hasn't happened. And I just think that puts us firmly in uncharted territory where, yeah, I completely agree. Like, pullback anytime real soon now. Are we going to accidentally go to 125K first, or is it going to happen at 99.9?
Right.
Literally nobody knows.
No, that's the $1 million question is, are you prepared? Be prepared, as the song says. Alex, I don't know if you saw this comment. Have we talked about SUI going down today? I am currently fact checking this story. So give us more information.
Yeah, there's a CoinDesk story about it. I've got pulled up if you're curious.
Tell me a little more.
One of my things for today. Let me screen share it for you guys.
Tell me why.
Thank you. God. I know.
So SUI network is back up and operational according to CoinDesk. As of what time was this? 7:30 this morning. After a scheduling bug leads to a couple hours of downtime. So not sure exactly what that means, but essentially, according here is I'll highlight
that's all they're going to give us. Yeah.
Right here, I'll just read it right from the CoinDesk article. SUI's downtime was caused by a bug in its transaction scheduling logic, which led to its validator network crashing. Issue has now been resolved. The network said.
So that's good. Relatively new blockchain in terms of activity too. It's relatively new, and that's I would say good. If they got it went down, they got it back up. Processing transaction, 2-hour downtime.
SUI's
somewhere Solana is like amateur hour.
Welcome to the club. Yeah, I mean,
I'd have to say it's bullish.
The number of networks that have never experienced any downtime is certainly smaller than the ones that have. So that's something to keep in mind. And I mean, I think one of the things that's interesting is, how does a network handle an issue like that when it arises? And seems like it did the thing.
Yeah, I'd be curious how responsive their communication was, if it was them who alerted others,
and Rob says, if I know anything about crypto, I'm guessing this leads to a SUI pump.
According to the article, recovered. What did it say? 7%, Alex, after being. Oh no, it's back up after falling nearly 7%.
But I mean, that says a couple things, just kind of about one, where we are in the market. Two, how this is, par for the course. This is just like something that people see and they're not phased by anymore. It's going to take a lot more than that to shake people at this point. A 7% fall after network outage. I mean, dude, 3 years ago, network outage, you just lost 20%.
That's
not anymore. Those days are gone.
Yeah, honestly, it's refreshing. I used to get a lot more worried about network outages for sure, and they can be a cause for concern. But it's Web3. We're early, and so you got to expect that this stuff's going to break a little bit as people start to test it out and actually use it. I think that's a good sign. I want to ask the audience really quick. I see you going over to Crypto Panic while you pull up a story. Can you tell me, audience, friends, revolutionaries, does anybody know about, I was asking Alex before the show, I got a lot of comments on my last video where I talked about the Bitcoin mining, and people said, oh, the mining of Bitcoin will be complete in 2040. For those who don't know, the mining of Bitcoin is supposed to be completed around 2140 or 2145. Like, we're going to be gone. We don't even have to worry about it. But a lot of commenters said, well, listen, man, fact check yourself, brother. Okay. I saw a lot of commenters, though, say 2040, and one of them just left a comment that said 2040 and something about Flare Network is going to support the value of Bitcoin. And that was a little bit of a red flag for me.
And that's just bullshit.
And so I wanted to know, has anybody else seen that? It seems like a piece of misinformation somebody would be using to try and target you with a scam. So
yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Set the record straight for him, Alex.
We're just getting to that point where it's time for a new conspiracy theory. It's time for a new flavor of bullshit to separate you from more of your money. It's not real. This is really easy to fact check. I mean, get in the habit of hearing something like that and immediately looking for it from multiple sources. Anything like that is so easily verifiable. All of the Bitcoin code, I mean, everything, all of the Bitcoin information is open and public. This is not one of those things that you have to just take someone on Twitter's word for. This is something that you can look up real quickly and real easily. This right here, I just threw up one from River. River has a learn library as well. You could have found this anywhere. There's hundreds of different articles about this. What happens at the end, what happens in the last one is mined. Around 2140 is the estimate. It's not 2040. Anyone trying to sell you something to protect you against, the end of Bitcoin mining in a couple of years is selling you snake oil.
Yeah, and the other piece of misinformation that I'm seeing a lot of lately, now that Bitcoin is pumping so much, is a lot of people are talking about how don't buy Bitcoin, you've already missed it, buy stuff that's cheaper. Is that common fallacy that the price of a coin is somehow correlated to like its room for growth? But price is like the least important metric in crypto. Just because XRP, for example, has gone up 300% every 4 years, does not mean that its market cap is going to continue to grow by that kind of volume. There's more supply than ever. The market dynamics are different than ever. We're getting more money here, but past performance is not a predictive indicator of future success. And there are a lot of factors that underscore how much a crypto can grow in terms of its price, but also its value. So beware of those things. And to anybody who's trying to sell you bad stuff, just tell them Alex said.
This is a gross misrepresentation of the facts. I will absolutely die on this hill.
I don't even need you, man. Anymore?
No, I do. I
need you. Start the show without me next time. I'll roll in fashionably late.
Oh no, man!
That would be a funny experiment. How long can Evan do the show with just soundboard me?
Honestly, I have enough sounds that I could do it, but I'd have to load some more. It would definitely be
not ideal.
And I would just
I do have a few sound bites floating around on the internet. This is very true.
Yeah. Somebody wants to know, it looks like Arthur says, which coin will pump next? Alex,
The $1 million question that I wish I had the answer to for you, bud.
I wish I had that
knew.
crystal ball. Yeah, if I knew which coin would
Hello,
pump
Dubai.
next, I wouldn't tell you, but there would be signs. I would almost certainly have more ridiculous sunglasses and fur. Not the real stuff, probably, but like ridiculous fake fur.
The
Lots of it.
juxtaposition of two different comments, altcoin season imminent, and we're not getting an alt rally this cycle, right next to each other.
Tells you a lot.
Yep. Don't worry. Be agile. Remember, this is why we carry some of the altcoins that we are, long-term bullish on, the things that we have high conviction in, and it's also why we keep stable coins, because you don't know. Who knows? Maybe you get longer to accumulate. Maybe they rip next week. I wish I knew. If I knew, I would tell you, but I don't know. And the spoiler alert is that no one knows, including the people confidently telling you.
Yeah, that's right. And I want to take that moment to say, again, I mentioned that thread by Miles Deutscher earlier. That thread and so many other great resources, if you're learning and you're trying to figure this stuff out, are available for you totally for free at the Discord server, the Rise Up Morning Show, discord.gg/rise up. It's where we hang out when the show's not live. And we are live Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We were live last night for Rise Up After Dark when Alex won the game with no rules where the points don't matter. And all that's missing there is you. We got a YouTube page where all this stuff goes. If you're watching on TikTok, if you're watching on YouTube and you don't know about the Discord server, what the heck are you doing? You are missing out big time. And we would love to see you there for all your speculation, all your questions, your suggestions, your good jokes, your words of wisdom. My question for you, Alex, is there a Cardano story today on Crypto Panic?
First of all,
as Bitcoin nears $100,000, the running joke, people, is Cardano is on Crypto Panic all the time.
I just want to point out, Evan, that right now on trending Crypto Panic, there is no Cardano story.
What?
Womp.
Sell your bags, walk away. We're done. We're done. It's over. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. That means there's actually really stuff happening, is what I think.
Yeah, the indication that something actually happened is that there's not 6 trending Cardano stories that just share expert analyst and you know what's really funny is that Cardano has pumped like 120% in the last month, and there's no trending Cardano stories.
The
Honestly,
price is the marketing. It's
beautiful. Like, you love to see it. That's what you love to wake up to. So Evan, there's a bunch of questions rolling in, and I feel like we can kind of just start rapid firing some of these things. I wish that I could have like a running tally of the TikTok. Give me some kind of AI thing that like detects questions and then puts them in a bank for me. Because you try to like, keep up and stay on the bottom, but then also I keep scrolling back to like look for questions that I missed. And okay, so couple things. I saw, thoughts on various cryptocurrencies. Best place to get comprehensive thoughts on stuff like that is truly Discord. Anything gaming related, let me see where we're at with the man himself. Sam Stefania, good friend of mine, currently in the Philippines. He had aspirations to join us despite the 12-hour 13-hour time difference, and I told him, look, dude, don't worry about it. Let's schedule a longer one for next week, because there's a lot of gaming questions, gaming project questions and stuff like that. Toss them in Discord. We'll get some stuff. The best thing that you can do if you want to learn about Web3 gaming is to follow the Wolves DAO people on Twitter. Icy, Sam, Peyton. I'll share in Discord kind of a batch. I owe Carol a batch of Wolves DAO accounts, so I will get that up today. That's where you want to go to learn about gaming stuff. I saw a question about Beam, Super, stuff like that. That's the place to go.
And we do have 2 past episodes with we have one with Icy specifically, and then we have one with who was it? Alex, is Michael a member of Wolves DAO, or he's just tatted lawyer and plugged in? He's got his own gaming company.
He's got his own company.
And but who was it who joined you, Michael, and Will on live that night for After Dark, whose name I can't remember? I feel like he had an Eastern European dialect.
Yeah,
and he
he
was a
is
Wolves DAO
also a
guy.
Wolves DAO representative. Yep,
So we have a lot of good gaming content in the tank we can connect you with there too.
definitely. Arthur asking about, can you drop the link to Discord in the chat? Unfortunately, you cannot put links in TikTok comments. They will filter it out and you guys will not see it. I can write the link and hit enter and it will go nowhere. So the links are in the little notice board up here. Discord.gg/riseup will take you to the server.
Yep. And all the episodes live on YouTube, which is Faceless Labs. If you search the Rise Up Morning Show on YouTube, you should find it no problem, or Rise Up After Dark. And we would love to have you follow us there and watch us on your TV and tell us about it, because I just think that's so neat. We did have a question about Wolves DAO. What's the @?
Yep. So Wolves DAO is the official Twitter. They are actually currently broadcasting because they're all live from the Philippines right now.
Man.
So they're over on Twitter. It's just @Wolves DAO. Wolves, like the animal, normal plural spelling of wolves, DAO, DAO, Wolves DAO. And then just look for the accounts that Wolves DAO is following, and there's a network of 300 different accounts that are pretty good.
And if you're wondering what a DAO is an acronym for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. And there are questions as to whether or not these things actually exist. But if they do, they are groups of people who are aligned by code protocols. They may live anywhere around the world. They may manage a shared pot of money. And they use blockchain to do things like create consensus around decisions to invest or, well, what?
I'll tell you right now.
Tell me, man.
I love DAOs. DAOs as an idea is one of my favorite ideas ever. Rarely done even semi-correctly. Wolves DAO is super interesting. There is no token. However, every member, once they are inducted, gets a soul-bound NFT that is, custom created at the point when they get accepted into the DAO. And then the governing council of that DAO goes through and reviews all members every however many months. And then if you become inactive and fall off the face of the earth, you're kind of put on notice and you can be cycled out after a certain amount of time. And then inducting new members gets council approval. It's pretty sweet. Peyton is the founder of the DAO, and he's another person who would be really good to get on the show. He and Icy have a live stream called Ready Up that they run on Twitter every week. Another really, really great show. I turned a few people onto it last time they were live. Following Icy is the move there for sure. Lots of good gaming stuff. Icy is the one who does a lot of breaking news about Web3 gaming and kind of stuff going on. He talks about new token launches coming up. And I think he has a pretty good perspective on those things. He's not, generally the world's biggest fan of just things launching and going straight to TGE, which is an acronym you're going to see a lot. Token Generation Event. It's basically the fancy technical term for when a project launches their token.
Yeah, mostly play to earn games, that kind of thing. If you're not early, you're late. Play to or blank to earn. If you're not early, you're late. Just run. Alex, we had a good question here about what's a realistic expectation if I invest $10,000 in ISO 222 tokens? And I want to say that asking that question,
$9,000.
I'm giving you a point for next week early. It's an unhelpful question to ask because it assumes that being mentioned by ISO 222 is a meaningful metric to influence the growth of a token. It's like saying, what is the return, the likelihood that investing $10,000 in people who wear socks is going to give me a good kickback? There is another piece of misinformation that is common on crypto social media, that the ISO 222 report is an endorsement or an indicator that governments and world financial institutions plan to partner with some specific cryptocurrencies mentioned in the report. But let me be clear that this is a misinterpretation. There is mention of several cryptocurrency companies or tokens, but it is only as I don't know. It'd be like if I was talking to Alex and I said, "Hey, Alex, have you heard of cars?" No? Well, there are interesting cars. Some of them are electric, like Tesla, and some of them are motorized. I don't know. I'm not a car guy, but you see what I'm saying? Some of them are red, some of them are blue, and we are interested in learning more about cars. And here are some examples of cars if you also wish to learn about cars. And the kinds of cars that we think might be worth looking at. It is not an endorsement, it's not a partnership. So to invest in a token because it was mentioned there, I mean, what you're gambling on is, are other people going to see this and think it means something? And that's riskier than like actually having proof in the pudding. Users, adoption, high market cap, high TVL, metrics that are meaningful, juicy. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah, just because something fits a specific set of criteria to be accepted by some standard does not automatically mean it's good.
That's right. And just because something is fast and cheap or super technically sound doesn't necessarily mean it will go up in value. There's a lot of that kind of stuff happening here.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a piece. It's a data point that's worth considering. It's not a data point that's worth ignoring all other data points for.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
There was a question about giving or buying some crypto. I think the comment mentioned specifically Doge for someone's kids. How much is a good amount to do? There's no wrong answer. There's no wrong currency. There's no wrong answer. If it's one that you have conviction in, if it's something that you look at and you're like, I think that this thing is going to be worth more in however long, then I have a pinned video that I just posted yesterday or the day before, whatever. That kind of answers the question, the proverbial question I get. I have X dollars to invest. What do I buy? You can kind of take those lines of questions and use that to apply, to figure out how much you should invest in something as well. So I got a comment that was like, these are all questions. You didn't answer anything. And I'm like, that was the point.
Yeah.
It's a good video, if I do say so myself.
I thought so.
Every one of you has the capacity to figure that out without needing to take any unsolicited financial advice from someone like me and Evan. And that's the trap that influencers lead people down, is like, no, you need me to answer that question. All you need me to do potentially is just show you how to figure that one out. So if it's $20 a week, it's $20 a week. If that's money that you can tuck away, that you don't need, that you're okay with taking a risk on, that's what it is. If it's $1 million a week and you're Bill Gates, great. That's what it is.
That's right.
You have to put all of the different contributing factors into the pot to make financial decisions. And, you wouldn't ask me how much food to stockpile for this, that, or the other thing. You wouldn't ask me like when to schedule your car maintenance or when to schedule home repairs and stuff. You would budget it accordingly, figure out when it makes sense for you to buy the thing, and then you would do the thing. Crypto is the same. And all of these tools that we try to give out just give you as many ingredients to figure out that soup as possible. But
yeah, and if you don't know,
pick a number
like,
for you.
You don't know, like, how to maintain your car, for example. That's a great example. You don't have to be a mechanic to take care of your car, and you don't have to be a super nerdy or super rich person to invest in crypto. Alex, you say that everybody knows probably 2 or 3 things that make a good automobile, and those are the kind of questions that you can ask instead of like, how much is enough? When should I buy? It might be more helpful to ask something like, what do you think is a realistic value for this crypto company? Or what problem is that company trying to solve? Because what that's going to do is not only help you inform your answer on the price question, like when to buy, if you should buy, but it's also going to help you start accumulating information you can use as kind of a measuring stick when you see other cryptocurrencies, because this is just about pattern recognition. Honestly, if you get good at recognizing patterns and you know good sources of information to inform your decision making, that's half the battle right there, honestly, truly. And I do want to mention here on the topic of decision making, good rapid fire question. Someone asked about airdrops, and the answer is, if you want to learn about airdrops in cryptocurrency, which are sometimes new protocols, will release tokens to users who have done something that meets their requirements, given them an email address or posted about them on Twitter or deployed a smart contract on their network. You can find information that is community sourced and sometimes confirmed by projects on airdrops.io. All one word, airdrops.io. And that can be an interesting way, we talked about this last night, to make money in crypto without spending a dime. Different type of investing.
Yeah, it's a great point. I've always said you don't need to be an auto mechanic to drive your car to the grocery store.
I love that, Alex. I steal it, and I mostly credit you when I can. I think that was one of your best. I really truly do.
That's a good one. I'm proud of that one.
You should be.
There was a good question about can we discuss why Solana got beaten down last bear market so much? What were the concerns? It's a good question. There was a lot of drama. Depending on when you got into the crypto space, you may or may not be familiar or have direct experience with the downfall of FTX, which was a giant cryptocurrency exchange helmed by Sam Bankman-Fried, who was the government's golden child when it came to crypto. The dude was on Capitol Hill. He was looked at as a wunderkind, just smart dude running the crypto world empire. And actually, the unfolding of the downfall was an interesting time because he basically got into Twitter beef with CZ, and CZ was just like, listen, bitch, don't mess with me. And
yeah, dude.
I maintain, I posted a video like as it was happening that was just like, CZ is gonna take FTX down, and he did swiftly and just, brutally executed exchange, crumbled their token. So FTT, for anyone who's not familiar, very quickly, FTX had its own cryptocurrency called FTT, and they were artificially inflating the value of that token to get themselves more money that they could invest with leverage using investor funds in other high-risk degen cryptocurrency plays, and they stole billions of dollars from investors. The reason that Solana got beaten down so hard is because FTX's research arm, which was a company or an organization called Alameda Research, was very heavily invested into the Solana ecosystem. They owned a ton of SOL. And when Alameda, along with FTX, went the way of the dodo, and Sam started going through all of his criminal proceedings, Solana cratered because the thinking was that they were basically just using Solana as a VC-backed trap to steal money from people.
Very
which
well
was
said.
an unfair use and analysis of what Solana was. Solana was kind of a victim at the same time. But the result of that was the price of SOL absolutely dumpstering to like $6. And now obviously it's sitting at about 240. It recovered, and it was one of the more spectacular recoveries in crypto, not to be outdone by things like Ronin, that suffered, the single biggest hack in DeFi history, almost $700 million being stolen through their bridge in April of 2022. Another great story that I vividly remember living through in real time. And there you go. That's basically what happened to Solana. And now it's back and bigger and better than ever.
Well said. And we're happy about it. Honestly, truly. Alex is especially happy. You're up, what, like 400%? Yeah. So
400%.
that is a good example of how, if you're paying attention, you're just spending a little time here. Obviously, Alex works here. He's here chronically, but you don't have to be here as much as Alex or me. Chronically, dude.
I can't leave.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't let me. Evan won't let me.
Yeah, I won't. Go back to your room. You don't have to be here like us to be paying attention to those kind of things when it's boring. Like if Alex and we were informing our conviction in that time. I changed my mind. So did Alex about Solana. And it was during that downtime. I didn't have the conviction. And honestly, more than the conviction, it was just the time and the liquidity. I was like, you know what? I'll get to it later. I got to do the show or whatever that I didn't buy. But Alex was like, no, let me scoop some of this up while it's on a discount and turning things around. And now he's up because he was paying attention when the prices was cratered. That's how you win in crypto. It doesn't have to be risky. It doesn't have to be sexy. And now he's going to, buy me a car or something. You're over here.
At least dinner.
At least dinner.
Speaking of which, Evan, we can make a quick little exciting announcement for everybody. Speaking of me buying Evan dinner, so Evan and Will both will be joining me here in and around Savannah, specifically on Tybee Island, in the middle of December. So in my not crypto time, I manage vacation rental properties, and I'm working with one of the owners of one of the coolest properties that we managed to do some marketing for them. And part of that involves setting up the Rise Up Morning Show official studio temporarily at this property and broadcasting the show live from it for an entire week, December 16th, Monday, through December 19th, Thursday. Every episode that week, including After Dark, will be all three of us, Evan, Will, and I, together at this property in the mobile studio. Very excited to give you guys a tour of the property, showcase this place. I'm really trying to put it out there as the ultimate destination for like mini corporate retreats, because there's just nothing being advertised like that. And so that's the goal. That's the plan. It's a perfect spot for it. I'm very excited to show you guys. The owners are awesome. Just OG Tybee Islanders. And yeah, it's gonna be super, super cool. I'm very excited.
Me too, man. I think it's going to be awesome and highly productive. There's nothing like being with your people in the same physical space, especially when it's like a nice space. You know, you can breathe, you can set up your stuff. I really can't wait for that, man.
That's the value prop. That's really like what I want to get across is like, this is the place where you can bring your small startup and have them come and like rent it out for a week or two and just crush out in-person work with each other. Because so many of us work remotely at this point. And like Evan said, there is nothing like the productivity you get when you put everyone in the same room, let everyone get to hang out. The bonding, I mean, Mac and Evan and I have been working remotely for years together. And whenever we get to go to a conference together or meet clients together or just go out for dinner and a beer, I mean, like nothing is better than that. So that's my pitch for this place. So I'm very excited to show you guys. You'll get
absolutely
the first look.
die on this hill.
And if you want to rent it, if you and your company want to rent it, just reach out.
You got the hookup. Call Alex. Yeah.
Give you a sweet
absolutely.
deal.
I want to say something from the comments. There was a really good point. Somebody mentioned that another creator said you shouldn't trust airdrops. And I want to be clear that I think they were talking about if you're looking for an airdrop and you get one, you should always verify the contract address is the token you expect it to be. And if you see a token show up in your wallet and you're like, what the hell is this token? I was not expecting that. You should treat it the way you would treat a flyer that gets put on your car at a concert. Like it's certainly junk. Or even better, one of those flyers in Las Vegas that people try to hand you as you walk by. Don't interact with it. The flyer on your car from the concert, you take it off and throw it in the trash can. But no. You don't even do that with these crypto tokens. You can hide them, but don't try to move them. Don't try to sell them. Don't do anything that could give them permission that requires you to sign a transaction, because you might be welcoming a scammer into your private key, and that would be bad news bears. But airdrops that you're expecting, that you verified, go buy yourself an ice cream cone and put some aside for taxes, because you earned it, baby.
Amen.
And I don't know which question you want to go to next, Alex, but I thought a good one might be the where to find good information, because we started to touch on it, but I feel like it's always good for us to drop some links. You want to go first? If you're trying to learn about cryptocurrency, what's the best place to learn?
Check this out.
Check this out. Are you about to pull something up on the screen?
Yes.
Sorry, I rugged the screen share.
No, it's okay. We were just kind of chilling there on that page for way too long.
Also, while you're pulling it up, let me say update from our official price checker, Bob. Bitcoin current price as of 7 minutes ago, $98,770. Thank you very much.
For the
Bob.
record, does depend where you're looking. CoinGecko still has 97.7.
That's right. But it's the official, unofficial Bitcoin price check of the Rise Up Morning Show. Okay, Alex.
It's true.
Let me blow this up so you can see it. Thank you, Bob.
All right. So I maintain that the best place to start, if you're new, or honestly, even if you've just been here for a little bit, and to be totally honest, I still use this when I need like a quick look on something new that I'm not familiar with. Research journey starts here. This show is not sponsored by Coinbase, but it should be, because I keep advertising their goddamn learning platform, because it's really good, even though they're not paying me. That's how good it is. So coinbase.com/learn. You can use this without having an account. You don't need to. You can see I'm not signed in up here. There's no sign up, whatever. This is totally free, and you can read every single thing on this. There's some good videos. They have a bunch of stuff, bunch of basics, what's Bitcoin, guide to DeFi, all this sort of stuff. There's more advanced things as you kind of get into, the nooks and crannies of the space. Tutorials, how-tos, trading
It's just so
tips,
well laid out.
all sorts of stuff. This thing just gets better and better and better and better. And I don't know why there's not like Super Bowl commercials about this thing.
I don't know why they haven't sponsored us, frankly, because my sincere, authentic reaction to this is it rocks, dude. It rocks.
I know,
it's because
so
they're getting
good.
the milk for free.
It's so good. Anyway, this is the spot to start. From here, you can go anywhere. From here, there are so many like really, really good in-depth research places and guides and things for, more in-depth, more detailed, more technical tutorials, all that sort of stuff. But honestly, just start here.
Yeah, it's the best one. And any crypto product you use, if you use a MetaMask wallet, if you use a Kraken, if you're on river.com, saw you had them pulled up early for your Bitcoin buys, pretty much all those like major crypto sites are going to have some level of educational content. Coinbase, in my opinion, just has the most thorough, comprehensive, and easy to understand list of resources, honestly, truly. And then Alex, my place, where to synthesize it all, where to ask your questions is the Discord. Discord.gg/riseup. The link is on the screen on YouTube, and it's on the screen right here on TikTok. You can just take a screenshot of this on your phone, or it'll be up the whole live. You can write it down. It's an easy to remember URL, just discord.gg/riseup. And if that one's not easy enough, have I got a deal for you. The riseupmorningshow.com has all of our links. And I do want to talk about some of those links real quick, because not only do we have courses, coaching, links to all the products we like to use, we have our official links. So like you can find our YouTube there. Yeah, that's cool. But you can also find every social that we personally have individually, because, Alex and Will and I and, Casey, all of our guests and friends, we have a lot of scammers, a lot of people who will impersonate us and will friend you. You'll probably get one after you're done on this show. And they may even send you a message that says, hey, how's your investing going? Or can I hear about your crypto journey? Whatever. That's not us. It's
how are
never
the markets
us.
treating you?
How are the markets
trading going?
And my favorite, hey, bro. That's not us. It's never going to be us. No legitimate creator is ever going to DM you first. And we're certainly not going to ask you for money or offer to help you trade. A lot of people get scammed that way. Your homework to educate yourself, I would say, is to look up pig butchering scam. It's the most common kind of scam I see in crypto. I see it all the time on social media, and people lose thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars doing that.
Really, the best rule of thumb is to ignore every DM that you get. Just pretend you're not getting them. Like the second, this is what really it really sucks about the space. I wish that I could give you some sort of like, easy way to like use DMs safely, but until these platforms start figuring out better, methods to protect us from all of these grifters and impersonators, like, I don't know, just verifying our accounts and then constantly flagging the ones that are created with a verified account's likeness and straight profile picture, which seems like a thing that shouldn't be that hard to deal with. The safest answer is just to not use your DMs, because I literally answered 3 of them in the 5 minutes between getting into the studio and starting the live stream. That was just like, hey, I just got a DM from you on your alt account. And it's just like, no, you didn't. It's never me. I'll never DM you. I will never DM you ever, anywhere. The only way that Evan and I will ever reach out to anyone to initiate a conversation is in the public chat of our Discord. We will tag you publicly where everyone else can see it, and then ask you to DM us or open a help ticket in the server. Never DM you.
Yeah, and Jojo mentions they can do personalized scam videos now. Did you see that one of Blockchain Boy that was AI generated and honestly pretty convincing?
They've done them for tons of people. Yeah, I've seen them.
Before we move on from this question, Alex, can I ask you to screen share our website really quick? If you do have a one-on-one question, I really want you to consider not just, jump in the Discord, absolutely, but we've been working on a series of foundational courses, and you're like, oh my God, this guy's going to sell me his course. I'm also working on how we can make this information consumable to you for free. But if you just can't wait, I want to tell you how to access answers to questions like, how do I get started in crypto? What is a wallet? How do I set one up? How do I send and receive cryptocurrency? What is a cold wallet? What exchanges are trustworthy? all of those kind of foundational questions, we go through step by step and answer in some of our live courses that you can also get as recordings. And the real secret sauce, I'm going to show everybody here on TikTok. Give me just a second. We've tried to make everything available for free or as low cost as possible. And the option here, it looks like this. You can find this little tab, courses and coaching, at our website. You can click that button, live courses and recordings. And the course you want to start with is Web3 101. You can get it for $15, but if that's prohibitive, I understand. What you should do is click this button that says become a member. A member. You can get a total whole week for free using our Patreon server. You can go, get into the Discord community as a premium member, and then you'll find a link where you can get all of our courses, our coachings and stuff for a big time discount. You can get every single one of these courses for $6, and then you can come back and you can cancel your membership. I am not going to be mad at you if you cancel your membership. I want you to save the money, and I want you to learn this stuff for free. This is really just like if you're trying to accelerate your journey, you got $6 to spare, $15 to spare, and you want to get started today. You're going to get the recording of the live course, a full transcript, all of our PDF notes that Alex did a great job just whipping up like a beautiful guide. For each of these courses, we have one about Web3 101. We have one about the most common scams and schemes in cryptocurrency, how to DeFi, and one about like how do you build or reconstruct, alter your crypto portfolio? Like, what are the questions you ask? What are the things you look for? The proof in the pudding. And we will teach those courses live again. We actually have a live course coming up that's geared for folks they've already taken a course with us. It's just a Q&A. It's basically like this, but a smaller room of people just kind of hanging out with me and Alex and Will and asking your personal questions, and we'll solve them for you, kind of thing.
In answer to David's question, do not subscribe. Do not pay for anything from us if you think it's going to give you picks. We don't give picks. There's no trade signals, buy signals. None of us know. If we did know, we wouldn't paywall that stuff. We would just tell you. There's none of that. The thing that you're ultimately paying for, if you choose to go that route, is personalized attention from us for basically everything else. But there's no buy signals. There's no trade signals. There's no like altcoin or meme coin picks. Like, we discuss all that stuff publicly because no one knows for sure. It's all very risky. We're not financial advisors. If you need a financial advisor, that is a real profession, and you can find them and hire them. And they're really good. And they're going to start off by asking you 400 million questions about you, and we're just not qualified to do that. So we don't. Also, it's illegal.
We're trying to sell you a shovel. Trying to sell you a shovel, not just hand you something. And you will become a more self-sufficient investor if you spend time in these rooms, in this community, and you don't have to spend a dime to do that. You can hang out in the Discord for free. We'd love to see you there. And I'm working on making all of these courses available in like bite-sized bits for free here on TikTok. So you got options. We don't have to do any more commercials about it, but I just want you to know, because there's such bad information out there, man.
David, I'm not picking on you at all. Just use your comment as an impetus to address that point, because I don't want anyone to spend money if they think they're going to get something they're not going to get. Don't do that.
Yeah, we'll tell you what we hold, and it's not an indicator. I have Bitcoin, I have ETH, I have Sol, I have a little AVAX that I forgot about. It's not a real bag though. Arrow, Ondo that I will almost certainly sell at the end of the year before the big token unlock. I might roll it into one of my other positions, and I have Jupiter. It's not because those are the only tokens I believe in. There are lots of great tokens out there. It's because I have played the game of trying to manage 40 positions, and it has lost me money, attention, and time. It doesn't work for me. So keep it simple.
There's some free advice for you. That's really hard to do. And I just have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, and USDC. That's literally it.
Yeah, USDC is the stealth play, especially if you're trying to learn and you don't have USDC stablecoins on like a Coinbase. If you're using Coinbase and you're trying to learn about crypto and you want to put some money in the market, you should buy some USDC, because you can earn 5%. I think it's 4.7% most places, but it's like 5%. Sometimes it's 5.15% a year on an asset as stable as the US dollar, just for putting it on their platform, up to $30,000. And if you're like waiting to figure out what to buy, why wouldn't you do that? It's like putting it in a bank, but you earn. And
if you think you might have too many cryptocurrencies in your portfolio, that's a pretty good indication that you probably do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You got to remember, these things are like volatile, ever-changing, fluid assets. So every single thing that's in your portfolio, you need to be able to spend the time required to keep up with it. Otherwise, you're going to have to take financial advice from people who are not qualified to give it to you. That's where the real risk really starts to come in. If you rely on influencers to tell you what and when to buy, you need to rely on them to tell you what and when to sell. And if they're not there when you need them to give you that advice, then you're screwed. You're right up shit's creek without a paddle.
Alex, I know we've gotten a lot of questions, and I saw you respond to a couple of them. So where do you want to take this next, brother?
Really quick, because I can answer it in one sentence. Can you lose money on USDC? Technically, yes, it is possible for USDC to lose its peg to the dollar and go to zero. We have seen it happen on stablecoins before. However, there are specific contributing factors and circumstances to each different stablecoin. And as far as stablecoins are concerned, I would probably call USDC one of, if not the most secure, less likely to lose its peg, just because it's basically run, backed, and maintained by publicly traded U.S. companies that are heavily scrutinized and regulated, that have to comply with all sorts of different things, congressional oversight, all this kind of stuff. It is possible. The chance of it going to zero is not zero. However, it's extremely unlikely. They've gone through some pretty crazy volatile times and not lost their peg. So, in the same way that the US dollar could be debased by some crazy, unforeseen, catastrophic event, a stablecoin can lose its peg. It's possible. We see it happen. Usually it happens to things like algorithmic stablecoins, which do not use like one-to-one backing methods to maintain their value. They use complex code to maintain their value. Those things can break, I feel like, more often. I'm not really personally a big fan. But yeah, that's USDC. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
And I also want to tell you about the risk of platforms. Just like your bank is a target for hackers and can experience problems, they might go down. Right now, if you're relying on a centralized exchange like Coinbase, you may, we have a fellow in my comments right now, I hope he's in the Discord, who is telling me about one of the surprise holds that Coinbase, as an entity that has rules and they got to follow stuff, they arbitrarily put on his account to try and protect him. They've locked it for like 2 months. And, customer support is tough. They could be hacked. There have been instances where people have had money on a centralized exchange that they lost, that they would not have lost if they had it in a wallet they were in charge of. And I will say really quick, for somebody who asked that, I apologize for not answering. There are many great wallets to choose from. Some of them, the term to look up is custodial, and some of them are non-custodial. Alex, what does custodial mean in this context?
Just means that you're the one in charge of your keys. It means that you're the one who, maintains sole control over the assets that you are storing the keys for in those wallets. So, for example, using the Coinbase exchange to store cryptocurrency is a non-custodial wallet option, because Coinbase, the company,
other way around.
Sorry,
it's okay. It's morning.
Coinbase is Coinbase is custodying the keys to that wallet. They have the keys. You can request them from them, to like withdraw the currency and send them to your own wallet, your Trezor or your Ledger or something else. But in the meantime, while they're on the platform, Coinbase is in charge. They are in control. They could technically, block
they
you,
could do something funky,
you out of your account. They can do funny things. They have a very strong vested interest in not doing that, considering it would probably tank their stock price and send the CEO to prison. But it is theoretically possible. And then on the other side, if you control the keys to your wallet, you make all the decisions. You're the only one who can sign a transaction. You have full authority over sending your cryptocurrency out of that wallet. That's the other one.
And just to answer your question of examples, it's good to know both types. Custodial wallets include Coinbase Exchange, Kraken Exchange, Robinhood Wallet. Some examples of non-custodial wallets include Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Rainbow Wallet. And then there's another type of wallet distinction that you should know, which is software versus hardware, sometimes called hot and cold. Hot software wallets, they live on your phone or your computer. You access them through a web browser or an app. They're always, your private key is on the internet, is exposed to the internet. And that is a little less secure than a hardware wallet or cold storage, where your private key lives on a device. It might be a card, it might be like a USB stick. and it is never exposed to the internet where hackers have a little more surface area to grab it and compromise your crypto. So you should learn custodial, non-custodial, software, hardware, sometimes called hot and cold wallets, and examples of great wallets to get started. I would start with a non-custodial hot wallet like MetaMask, Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet. Those are all great options. They have a lot of user experience. And Alex was telling me last night your favorite is Phantom right now, right? Probably your favorite wallet experience in the game.
Definitely.
Do they support EVM chains too? They do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, they just added base support as well.
Phew, look at you. That's cheeky.
Yeah, no, Phantom is dope. Couple more rapid fires. Jenny asks, doesn't Coinbase have a wallet attached to it? It's called a hot wallet. And then also asked about Base. So a couple different things all in that same comment. Coinbase, let's just start at the top. Coinbase is a centralized exchange. You can buy cryptocurrency there. You can on-ramp there. You can buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency on that exchange. You can do everything, all contained on that platform. It's basically a bank that offers crypto. That's essentially it. Big risk to be aware of is that Coinbase is not an FDIC insured platform. So that is something to keep in mind. I wouldn't store 100% of my life savings on that platform and leave it there. Moving on, Coinbase offers a bunch of products. One of the products that they offer is their hot wallet. Hot is the term, the colloquial crypto term for wallet that is connected to the internet, like MetaMask, Phantom, the Coinbase Smart Wallet, Trust Wallet, all of these things, Backpack, Soulflare. These are all wallets that are connected to the internet, but that you do maintain control over the assets inside. There's just a little bit of added risk because they're connected to the internet. It's possible that if you use them on a computer that's infected with malware, that you can get hacked, you can get exploited that way. That is possible. Stepping from there, Base is not a wallet, it's a blockchain. It is a layer 2 built on top of Ethereum that Coinbase owns, manages, operates, governs, all that stuff. You can do all the things that you can do on a blockchain, you can do them on Base. It's faster and cheaper than Ethereum, but you use base versions of Ethereum tokens. A little bit technical, but it's not a wallet. It's a whole blockchain. And then stepping from there, there's cold wallets. Cold is the term for not connected to the internet. That'd be like your Ledger, your Trezor, your Ellipal, your Arculus, stuff like that.
Yeah, you should learn the difference between wallets and exchanges. I just did a video on this, and it can be confusing because sometimes your exchange acts like a wallet, but a wallet is the worst name in the world for the tool that holds your private key. That's what a wallet does. It doesn't hold your money because your money, first of all, it doesn't physically exist. You can't touch a Bitcoin. If somebody wants to sell you a physical Bitcoin, then you should run away because they're trying to scam you. But if you go on an exchange, they might have an account for you where they have a private key assigned to you. So your wallet holds your private key, but you need an exchange. An exchange is a marketplace. There is liquidity there. They have tokens they can sell you. There are other people there hanging out whose tokens are up for sale. You can sell your tokens there. And some wallets have integrated exchange-like features where you can buy or sell cryptocurrency within the wallet app. But most of the time, you're going to need to use an exchange to take profits, to sell your crypto. You'll move it, for example, if you have it in like a Ledger or a Trezor, you'll probably move it by sending it to your account on an exchange, selling it, and then your exchange is most likely to connect to your bank. If you want to withdraw like dollars or euros or rupees or something like that, you'll probably be using an exchange. Tori said, I was not ready for that sound effect. Sorry, Tori. You always got to be ready for the sound effect. Oh, and there is one more quick rapid fire question, Alex, on that note, which is gas. If you create a MetaMask wallet, a Rainbow wallet, a Coinbase wallet, whatever, you are going to need to load it, to fund it with a little bit of the coin for the network you want to use. This is another concept that is helpful to understand. Coinbase Learn is going to have a lot of great articles on this. Blockchains are networks. Not every crypto token is also a blockchain, but some of them are. Like Bitcoin is the name of a token, and it's the name of a network. The network that uses the Bitcoin token as its gas token. It settles all its debts in Bitcoin. ETH is the name of the settlement token, the gas token for the Ethereum network. And so gas is just a fee, a term that means the transaction fees you pay to facilitate the work that is done when you transact. In our real world example, I say real world, I hate saying that. In the offline world, controlled by intermediaries like governments and banks, mostly you don't pay a fee, but the freeness of their service is compromised by they take your data, or they give you a lower interest rate or something like that. There's a fee for everything. There's no free lunch. In blockchain, you pay it because you're transacting directly with other people without any intermediaries. So you will need to know which network that NFT you want to mint is on, or that game you want to play is on, or that token you want to buy is on, and you will need some gas tokens for that network. If I've lost you already, I'm so sorry. We can slow it down, but you can definitely learn about gas and gas tokens and which token you'll need to pay gas on whatever network. Or, I want to buy this meme coin. What network is it on? What token will I use to pay for gas? Those questions are just a Google search away. What else we got, brother? Thank you.
Someone was asking about what to do with AGIX.
What to do?
Yeah, are you familiar with?
No, I suspect it's mostly the kind of token that you can really not do much but speculate with. Although I don't remember. Is that one of the ones that merged with Fetch and Ocean to become ASI? I'm
not remembering 100%, but it might be.
Let me get a refresher. Let's have an over under in the chat. Did I get it right? Are we gonna get it right, or are we gonna get it wrong? Let us know. I hope you have confidence in us, and if you do, heaven help
Yes, it is. We're getting confirmation from people.
That's right, singularity.net. So this is what you need to know about this. That token is a defunct token now, essentially. Singularity, Ocean Protocol, and Fetch merged earlier this year, where they became one new token that they called artificial superintelligence, and what can only be described, as a brilliant capitalization on the crypto AI narrative. They collapsed their tokens. So what happened is token holders, if you are a holder of the AGIX token, you need to go to their website or their official Twitter page, and they're going to have instructions to let you know, one, if the migration has been automatically taken care of depending on where your tokens were stored, and two, if it was not, the steps you need to take to convert your AGIX to ASI tokens. That is the token for AGIX going forward. And SingularityNet, the merger is kind of like they all had different tech. They all had different stuff that they were working on that was related to crypto and AI, and now it's all under kind of one company, one token. And honestly, after the merge, I haven't seen a ton of promise from them, but they're so well positioned to capitalize on the hype of the AI narrative. I think that there's a good chance that they could have a little speculative ride once Bitcoin cools off. Who do we got? Oh, Alex, guess what? Our friend, the man, the myth, the legend, Doug. Welcome, Doug, to the Rise Up Morning Show. How you doing today, bro?
He's a dumbass.
Oh, I gave you the wrong sound. I meant to say. Sorry, I was not trying to call you a dumbass. How you doing?
I'm gonna try to play Will today.
Yeah, you look good. You
trying.
Give him a run for his money, man. And not in the bathroom?
No, we redid the tiles. We're done. We're now into this cheap foam stuff that works for some sound compression, but I've realized in the small closet that I am, it kills the lighting. Like the black, it's crazy how much it absorbs the light. It's just wild. So yeah. Anyway,
it looks like from the bathroom to the booth, you're ready to drop like a sick album or something like that.
Yep. So I'll talk about two things if you guys don't mind. One is the whole TikTok meme thing, which is going on, which is one thing. Then the other is just from a charting standpoint, it's the dynamic of what's happening right now. Is a lot of these. I'm going to call them dinos. Everything looks really, really, really good. And vibes are good, right? But also cautious in a way. And like, I'm talking like CeeLo looks great. Zcash, like these things that like Aave.
We talked about CeeLo last night.
Yeah. Like CeeLo is very, very good. Which is great. I mean, hey, but I'm just in my mind, like the math ain't math in regards to like, hey, there's still $3 trillion market cap overall, right? That's there. And you have the the amount of different options that we have this bull run is very different from the other. There's so many more. So I just can't see these making the moves as they were previous cycle. Like I would love to be proved wrong. They look good, but it's just I don't know. When things still feel too good to be true, I'm kind of just like I'm in a cautiously optimistic. I mean, I'm still in a bull mindset. I still have I mentioned I'm working in like 3-month windows now where I'm not saying, hey, it's going to last 6 months, 12 months. Like, no, I'm taking 3 months. I'm looking at November until the week before the inauguration. And not because of the president-elect or anything. It's just a change in administration, right? So there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah.
So trying to say, what does that world look like between now and then? And right now it looks like we're kind of in the second, third inning of that quarter. Let's say we're operating quarter. So just like the TLDR there is that I think things look great. I would like Bitcoin to go sideways right now for weeks.
Yeah.
Alt's going to have some fun.
Yeah.
And then that's it. And then it's just kind of everyone's a genius mode for a little bit and just don't get too greedy and you're going to be fine. That's it.
Doug, when you say everyone's a genius mode, can you elaborate on what you mean for people who might be new here? This is their first bull run.
I mean, take us with a grain of salt that, hey, this is, and I'm looking at bigger markets, let's say like things that are above $1 billion market cap that are there, that if it hasn't done its already, this big pump, it hasn't already like done taken off, that there's a higher likelihood of that going up at some point, and that you're a genius without doing any research. I say you need to do research, but I'm just saying like it just becomes a lot easier to trade with spot and low leverage. And I've been reiterating that on my streams, is that right now is a time to not be greedy, is to just get into positions, have some conviction, some good plays, like an arrow that's there. And you want to be the person that's on the way up looking to take profits to then, stick it into somewhere like you're cashing out for the bull run, you're putting it aside. You don't want to be the person with the FOMO chasing things. You don't have to be in everything. Just like right now, you just don't want to be shaken out. It's like we're kind of at these lower levels. You're gonna get that bigger move up. So long answer to your question, but it becomes easier.
Well said. And you said you wanted to talk a little about TikTok meme coins, after which I will give you a little plug, because Doug is here hanging out on TikTok all the time doing his charts in public for people to benefit from. But I'm sure you see a lot of what's going on. What is going on with TikTok meme coins, man?
It's been like the last 24 to 48 hours. It's because of the kid who made, what is the 30K?
That
13-year-old. Which just by the way, if we talk about the downfall of society, like I imagine, so my girlfriend's a high school teacher. That kid is probably 12, 13 years old.
Dude.
She's a freshman teacher. If I'm in high school back then and I know these things are happening and am I paying attention? Am I like, hey, I'm reading about what fascism is? Or I'm like, hey, this meme coin over here, this kid made $30,000. I can do it from my phone. What am I going to do?
Yeah. For people.
That's a problem. Like that's, what was that?
I was just going to say, for people who don't know what we're talking about, what is the keyword that they got to Google? I forget the kid's name.
Quant, was it? Quant was the token.
Yeah.
It's Quant, I think it was. Yeah. Quant.
You got it, Alex?
Yeah, he made a meme coin called Quant, and he rugged it live, and then he made a token called I'm Sorry, and then rugged that one live.
And then he doxed his whole family too. He made tokens for his family too, all of them. And then I think there was, I'm not shilling memes. So there was another name of the other one that people were basically trolling him then at that point. And it's like, oh, so that kind of kicked this whole thing off now, where I'm seeing it on Kick, I'm seeing it on TikTok. Is that it's almost like there's no shame in creators or influencers that have a large audience on just straight up just shilling tokens. Like, hey, I think right now is one, and I'm not, by the way, do not go, like Dub is one right now. I saw this morning. This guy's been streaming for 24 hours. He got an average of like 2,000 people on the stream, and just like, screaming, saying, bye, don't sell. It's almost like the Telegram experience. You see these meme coins like in the trenches is now becoming a video experience of a live stream that's there, which again, for someone new to crypto, it's probably attractive. It's like, oh, this sounds great, but have to assume it's not going to be great and it's going to go to zero, right? Just assume it's going to go to zero. So for the TLDR here is that anyone you see screaming names of tokens on a live stream, it's illegal what they're doing. Like number one, that's there. And like, I think the one guy, I forget the guy's name, TJR, he was a bigger one, yesterday was doing a stream, and then he put a tweet up on Twitter, was like, I'm being told by my legal team I can't do this anymore, to figure out how we can appropriately talk about tokens. I'm like, yeah, because very quickly you realize you're gonna go to jail. Like you can't do that. So on the other side of the equation, if you're
Only
there,
someone
think about that.
could have warned them.
Exactly. So do your research. Don't get pulled in by the FOMO of what you're seeing on TikTok right now. It's fun to watch. Don't get me wrong. Like I hate to say it, sounds horrible. I like watching it rug when they're on stream. Like they're all, but at the same time too, it's like I'm not saying they're the ones who are, also losing, because they're probably not. They're the ones doing it, but they're out to get you. They're not there to help. Like, oh, we're here to help you as the community. No, you're not. You're saying that until things are going down. You're going to disappear and you're going to go somewhere else, and all of a sudden now that's it. So it's fun to watch, and that's it. And I would say just be very, very cautious. And I'll end with this, is that it's happening so much. It's on Kick. And like I was in one of the groups I'm in, they're now keeping track of how many different streamers there are and like where they're going. A lot of them too, they're showing their wallets. They're putting their wallets up on the screen. It's like, oh, I can easily go find your wallet, and I could now track your wallet. I can see what's going on. Like it's also toppy signals. These are toppy signals to me. Like I see kind of like this. It seems like it's this easy and everyone's doing it. It's not a great thing. So hopefully this little meta dies pretty quickly, and we kind of focus back on the bigger projects, because
just keep in mind too, like I'm going to make a video about this today because I only see this ending poorly. There's a lot of large TikTok creators right now shilling the TikTok meta for new tokens, which is dangerous, just because the grifters are going to come out of the woodwork and use that because they know they're getting free attention right now. So Chill Guy was like a token that was born of TikTok, kind of organically. Really? Yeah. And the thing about it is that it's a unicorn. And right now that it was successful, everyone and their grandmother is going to derive something new from the meta that it built. Think about how many monkey-themed NFT projects there were after Bored Ape ripped and did its thing. Remember, Bored Ape minted for free, and they did not sell out quickly. Tony from Journey Crypto was like, hey, this NFT thing might be something. And the dude sat there and minted like 200 of these things for like $1 a piece, which was what gas cost at that point. And then he went on to get a $15 million airdrop. So just remember, Chill Guy is not just going to happen again tomorrow on every one of these things. It's like, you're going to see a bunch of videos that start off with, you've been hearing a lot about Chill Guy lately. Here's the next one.
Here's the next Chill Guy.
Yeah. So just be aware that's going to be the hook. I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a gajillion. The video that I'm posting today, I have screenshots. If you just go to Deck Screener and look up the word chill, there's about 30,000 of them now. Just all chill mom, chill guy, chill dad, chill dude, calm guy, like whatever. All these things, it's going to be derivatives as far as the eye can see forever, and they're all gonna fucking rug, all of them. Like if you missed Chill Guy, you missed it. I'm sorry,
you missed it. And one thing to think about is like, you can, if you're early and you're savvy, you can totally make money here. But to think that it's because you're a great investor or you've got some inside edge is a total fallacy. Beware that this is as risky as it gets in crypto. Even if you're the first one on the live stream when your favorite creator says, I'm launching the token now, that is not a guarantee that you are going to make money.
Just remember that if you're hearing it on a live stream from a creator, that creator, I mean, this is going to sound stupid to say, but it needs to be spelled out. Don't forget that creator knew it before they went live. That's how they had the information to tell you. It also means that they warned anyone they wanted to warn before. So if they're launching something nefarious and malicious, you're the exit liquidity as you're being told about it. They're not doing you a solid. They're not. They're capitalizing on your attention. That's the play. The play is stupid. Make a move, tell the world, capitalize, leave. That's the play. That's how these things work.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta find this guy and Kick and send it to you guys. He straight up yesterday was, and I could tell he's definitely a personality, and this is the first time he's getting into. He's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. He's like, this is what we're gonna do. He's like, I'm gonna sell. I'm going to buy. He's like, people are tracking my wallets. They're gonna buy. So everyone get ready to sell. So I'm gonna pump it. That's so you guys can like straight up like saying like this is how we are going to manipulate this so everyone benefits. And again, assume that he's not benefit. There's these guys
illegal.
It's sad, honestly. It's sad for them not being aware of what they're doing, and for the folks who are actually following them. And in the end, it's going to end poorly for every single one of them.
Well,
that's it. That's the secret.
The way
Alex.
that these things naturally evolve, because culture and attention shift and they evolve. Like, here this would make more sense. And this is so freaking hyper risky, but like this is the way that I would look at it. If Chill Guy, rips, and I don't know what its market cap is, but hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever. The way that it's going to evolve is, right, you're going to have 30,000 derivatives of Chill something, Chill Guy 2.0, Super Chill Guy, whatever, all those kinds of things, right? Like that's going to keep coming up. They're all going to be the same. They're all bullshit. Then you're going to have the evolution into the opposite, right? So like you're probably going to see something that's along the lines of Frantic Guy, or excited guy, anxiety guy, like
no chill guy.
No chill, exactly. These are all natural answers of the attention economy. Just remember that this thing moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and the second something funnier comes up, these things bomb. That's why they're so risky. It's not that it's not funny. It's not that people can't make money. It's that most people lose, and then it just splinters and it fractures and it goes off into 1,000,000 different directions, and we see where we're going to land next. Honestly, the next one that's going to like rip like that is probably going to have nothing to do with the chill narrative. It's going to be totally different. It's going to pop up, and then all the influencers will derive that one, and then we'll derive the next one that rips and the next one that rips. And like, this is just the way of the world now.
Alex, I'm telling you, Doug, I don't know if you heard us talk about this last week, but it just came up on the show talking about the meme cycle. And I'm sure it's here already. I need turkey token. I need cranberries in a can token, and I need it in one of those cute little graphs like goat and ape and dog and cat that you shared the link for. I was like, oh, this is so genius. I need that for the Thanksgiving meta.
They're on the emoji race. That's still high holding in there, by the way. I like that they put the total market cap. It's around like 8 million of all the emojis. But the more emojis, the more spread out the market is. Right, that's there. But there's a corn. I see the corn kid coming back. I see there's some fun things to mess around with them, but they're so low cap. But you're right. There is a turkey here. It's already taken off. It's up there. 135. These are just such super small caps. Lastly, my mic chat disconnected here is. Something I want to look at next week is the rise of the AI memes that are actually starting to buy tokens, and they're accumulating wallets for themselves, and they're saying like, hey, we're going to bring it back to the holders. I'm like, wait, hold on. So we got AI creating their own tokens who are now buying tokens like of the projects they think make sense in the benefit of the holders that are there. And I'm like, wait, like, is AI going to be a giant rug to everyone? Are they basically just trying to and it's like, I'm like, where does this end? Like, where it's a complete extraction. It's almost, and you guarantee the folks who are making these are the ones who are in the large, like, let's take a ball, like the ones who have dollars, they have access to technology and resource to build these things. So it's like, hey, instead of me doing it now, we already have some basic bots. Let's have an AI just see if it can do it itself. So you're constantly competing against these just crazy. And I'm really curious to see what that turns out to be. It's very early, and I forget the names. There's 2 that were out there, but like that's something I want to track, because I'm like, again, I'm looking for top signals. I'm looking for things that are just like, hey, it's time to get out. It's either that or something shows up on the Sphere in Vegas, and the more ridiculous the meme that shows up in the Sphere in Vegas, the faster I'm getting out. Like if it's the dog with the hat, that's cute. But if it's like Retardio or one of these other stupid things, I'm done. I'm done, because it's gonna be all the news, and like for crypto is the biggest joke ever. So.
Well, listen, man, if it happens, I know you'll be here to tell us about it, right?
100%.
And when can people find you on the stream? You're in our Discord. You're always sharing helpful stuff. But here on TikTok, you're live when?
7:30 Eastern. And I've been trying to end at 8:15 to come here, but I've been going over. So I'm going to try to start shifting even earlier to 7 a.m. Eastern. But right now it's 7:30 Eastern every day.
The official early show of the morning is Doug right there. We think we're early here, but he's got us beat. So, man, thank you so much for being you, dude, and I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Have a good day, all right?
You too, brother.
Take care.
Now, Alex, it's about that time that we start rounding up the show and riding our dogs and ponies off into the sunset for the weekend. But I would love to kick it to you to see where you'd like to end it, and kick it to all of you to say, if you've got a final question, suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom, don't go anywhere. Drop it in the chat and make sure you've got the Discord. It's totally free to jump in that Discord server at discord.gg/riseup. You can find all of our links there, all at theriseuppmorningshow.com. The only thing that is missing, guys, is you. We want you to come back. We'd love to see you here again. We'd love for you to buy the mug that makes your coffee taste better, or just hang out and share memes with your friends in our community. There's learners at all levels of experience, as young as 11, as old as 82, all over the world, and we would love to see you there. Alex, what are you thinking, man?
No, I'm feeling good. It was a good week. I believe we have Will back next week, fresh off of his vacation. So excited to hear how that went. Been seeing the live reports from Iceland.
Dude, the volcano,
I know
that was so cool.
Someone was asking. We can wrap up with this good one. So Bitcoin, obviously doing Bitcoin things.
Yeah.
Dancing up to 100 grand. When is it going to hit it? Who knows? Could be in 5 minutes. Could be next
Could be in
week.
5 years.
Who knows? So the question was, am I making a mistake by not pulling profits on Bitcoin? You're not making a mistake, and you're not necessarily not making a mistake. That's one of those questions that has an individual answer depending on who's asking. You gotta keep that in mind. That's sort of the whole theme of our brand, our platform, and the stuff that we talk about is teaching you how to answer that question for yourself, because straight up, we cannot answer it for you.
No.
I would say some contributing factors would be, do you need that money right now? Do you need it next week? The time frame that in which you need that money back for important things to not keep in investments anymore, that will determine when you should consider taking profits. I'm a big believer in not being afraid to take profits. No one went broke taking profits. The risk that you take when you sell something in profit is that it could go up farther. The risk that you take when you refuse to sell things into profit is that it could go down and you could lose money. That's just kind of the way to play it. Personally, I don't really take profit on Bitcoin, but that's because every dollar I put in there, I'm not planning on using or needing anytime soon. I'm specifically buying it for the long term. Now, I feel very differently about other altcoins. So if Solana rips up to 250, I'll probably sell another little bit of my bag. If it then goes to 275, I'll probably do it again. It goes to 300, I'll probably do it again. Not because I don't think there's no chance it goes to 5 or 6 or 700 eventually, but just because it's riskier. And ultimately, I don't need to hold the whole thing until the perfect top and try to time it. I know I'm not going to do that, which is why I dollar cost average in during bear markets and out during bull markets. So the profit question is a great one, but I encourage you to sit down and kind of go through your finances, budget, plan, think about what you can afford to have invested, what you cannot afford to have invested, and then just listen to yourself. Because if you're feeling panicked, stressed, nervous, whatever, about money that is in crypto, that's probably a pretty good indication that you've got too much in there and you need to de-risk.
Yeah, well said. And if you want those questions, check out Alex's, I don't know if it's your most recent video, but it's got to be soon on his profile. The kind of questions you can ask yourself about, instead of, what should I invest? I've got X dollars. It's a great video. And I know you're working on polishing up a guide for it too. So let's bully Alex into taking a nap this weekend, but then let's bully him into turning that into a napkin guide. Because
I'll have the napkin guide by the end of the weekend. You'll have it by Monday morning when we go live.
Nap, then napkin, man.
Yes.
I would love to end on just a quick. Jane asked us, welcome. I saw her last night for the first time, new to the channel, new to the show, and wanted to know if we could do just a quick intro. Who we are, how we came here. What's your story, Morning Glory? Do you want to go first? Or do you want me to go first?
Take it away.
I am an occasional actor. That was like my first thing in life. And I loved telling stories, sharing stories, interacting with people through the medium of performance and the instrument of my body. I trained as a singer, a stage actor, and I loved to read and imagine things and participate in all creative forms of expression. Music. Grew up in Las Vegas. Parents got divorced. Moved to Michigan. Don't use this to steal my identity. And then through a series of other events, went to school, had some jobs, came to Memphis, Tennessee, which is where I live and love now. I've got some dogs, got a wonderful fiance. And though I've worked a lot of different jobs in my life, ranging from a janitor to a mascot to a guy on your TV to a director of marketing, I now mostly play music around Memphis, create content, occasionally pitch a tent, occasionally do a commercial or a TV show, and teach people about cryptocurrency. I am really interested in regenerative living, modeling one way to give back more than we take when we share with others in order to find abundance. I am very interested in telling a better story. I believe it's the most important thing that our peers in cryptocurrency can do, and not just in cryptocurrency, but that we can do in life. We can be kinder to each other. We can be better to ourselves, and that's what it might look like. So,
Amen.
And I love hanging out with Alex. Honestly, my favorite comment that I've ever gotten, or that you got, with people who said you look like the same guy in different fonts.
Yeah, still my favorite comment.
I thought it was just so great.
I
We
wish
are
I
not,
remembered
in
who
fact,
said it
brothers.
originally, because that's a good one.
Yeah, we're not brothers, but we could be. Is what it feels like sometimes. And thank you for the kind words, sir. Not a great community you created. And I will say, it's serendipitous that we found each other, but it's very intentional that now that we continue working together, because nobody builds culture like my brother from another mother right there. And we're just so glad to be doing it with you. What about you, Alex? Where did you come from? Who are you? The only person who has a more interesting origin story than me is Alex. Honestly, truly. Alex has a wild story.
It's I like to think it's pretty interesting. Well, I mean, without doing the entire thing, because
we got to write a book someday, man.
As my wonderful, beautiful wife likes to say, I'm a D1 yapper, so I'll keep it terse. I moved around, lived all over the place. I was born in New England, grew up in and around Michigan, Tennessee. Most of my family lives overseas. I'm a dual citizen, U.S. citizen and a German citizen. And professionally, I started my career in the military right out of undergrad. Actually, I had aspirations for most of my life to end up in politics, actually, which is how I shaped my career. I have since changed course and trajectory, in a surprise to no one, probably. Still kind of in the back of my head, but I highly, highly, highly doubt it. I enlisted in the Coast Guard in 2013, spent nearly 10 years there, left in 2022, and I don't know, here I am. In my spare time, I volunteer at a dog rescue where I've been for years.
Lovable Paws, baby.
Lovable Paws Rescue, Richland, South Carolina. And I have a bunch of dogs. I collect them. I currently only have 5.
Which is low for Alex, honestly,
and
truly.
There's 2 of them sleeping in my office right now. But no, I came to Web3 first in 2016 with a purchase of Ether at a great price, and then since then I kind of just ignored it for a few years. Came back to the scene in like 2019, 2020. Started paying attention again. Found Evan through our dear friend and colleague Mac Lorden, who started a community in 2021. That's where this beautiful relationship was born. And then ever since, I've been creating content and doing stuff and hanging out and live streaming. We've done, I don't even know how many hundreds of episodes of this show at this point, in some form or another. Yeah. Thousands of videos, and hopefully thousands more.
And I forgot to say, I came to Web3 pretty much the same time Alex did. And we both, were disenfranchised with various aspects of the way things are done in the world now. The power structures, the arbitrary rules, the stuff that takes and never gives back. And this show is named for the kind of shared ethos that we believe in, which is that there are no teams, there are no divisions. It's us and us, not us and them. We are the many. And then there maybe are the many who've yet to join us, and that by seeing that, recognizing each other, we can share what we know, learn and grow together, and we say, rise up. That's what it's all about. And we're so glad to get to do it with you. Do you have any other final thoughts, Alex, or are you feeling well met? Because I'm well met, man.
Well met. Show lives on 24/7 in Discord. If there's something, burning that you feel like you didn't get answered or didn't get answered well enough for you, let us know in Discord. We'll be around all weekend. And there's a lot of other smart, talented, educated people in that server. So that's the best place. That's the best place to ask your questions.
That's the best place for sure. The links are on the screen and you can find them in our profile. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to have more good guests. And I hope our friend Will be back. Wee, that's right. Until then, my friends, stay safe, be well, and as always, rise up.